What happens if you hit all 4?
I think we're in the perfect mood to talk about Secret Invasion.
No, God.
Let's just say spoilers from the get-go. It's always spoilers.
Spoilers. If you're in chat and you're watching
I'm going to tell you right now.
and you haven't watched it and you don't want to be spoiled, get out.
Or stay and don't watch it.
Or we can save you.
6 hours.
Yeah.
This show was okay. It was a solid 3. Maybe not even solid 3. Like, did I like it better than Black Widow? Sure. That's about all I can give it. Alright? Like, I'm not saying it's gonna be at the bottom of the list.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I liked it more or less than Moon Knight.
I like Moon Knight better.
Well, I mean, like, I liked Moon Knight, but then it got like Moon Knight. See, here's the thing about Secret Invasion. Okay, it is the same level of good or bad the entire time.
Yeah.
Whereas Moon Knight had some peaks and some valleys, and some peaks and some valleys. All right, like episode 5 of Moon Knight, fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Or I guess it was episode 5. I don't know, the penultimate episode. Where like it's him and him, and they're on the boat with the
God,
not
that was
walrus,
so good.
hippo, the hippo, yeah.
That was good.
From Lost. It's the same. It's the same hippo. Anyway, something like Moon Knight had some stuff, right? But it had some shit stuff too.
Yeah.
Whereas this is just mediocre most of the time, and then it
had so much potential.
It could have been a lot better, like. A lot better.
I think they could have agreed with. I think it was it Eric
Voss? Yeah.
Condensed it down to a 2-hour movie.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you turn this into a 2-hour movie, so much better.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, here's the thing: Colby Smulders is dead.
God, that pissed me off.
For nothing. Talos is dead. Talos. He's dead.
Yeah.
And again,
for nothing.
Didn't really do anything. The person that we met in this show is now the most powerful being in the universe.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and also Gravik, the villain, got hit and had his face basically blown off, and that didn't kill him.
Yeah, I forget how she finally killed him.
She stabbed him all the way through his chest.
Oh, does that kill him?
It's the red stuff. So I don't know, like
the red stuff.
I can't remember.
No, I mean, just say like that's how well written the show is. It's like
it's the red stuff.
I mean, this is basically
that crazy ass guy off of Iron Man 3. That
extremist.
Yeah.
Don't you dare call him the Mandarin.
Oh, I wasn't. I was just gonna call him crazy ass man. It's crazy ass.
Lazy ass. Sorry.
Oh,
it was
lonely ass.
Lonely ass. That's what it is. It was like, I don't know. I liked Nick Fury, and I thought Nick Fury did a good job.
Yes, I agree.
I thought Don Cheadle did a good job at playing somebody else.
Yes.
Like, I thought he did well.
Yeah. I love the lady that plays Sophie.
Yeah.
I liked her.
No, Sophie, that's not his wife, right?
No. That was the
British intelligence. Yeah. She was good.
I liked her.
I liked his wife.
Yes.
She was good.
She's a good actress.
Gravik. Like, there's nobody that I don't like as far as like performance and stuff.
It's the story or how they
it's just kind of
cut it.
It's just blah. You know, until the end when like they start showing people shooting up people, which is nuts. Like,
yes,
it goes from like a 4 to a 20. You know,
very quickly.
It's like,
holy
fuck. Yeah, and like, here's what's gonna happen. That's gonna piss me off. All right, we're building up to this whole thing. You know, the whole season finally gets there, and like all shit breaks loose, right? And then we're gonna get Captain America next year, and like Ross is gonna be president, and they're gonna be like, all right, and with this declaration, that's over. And like, we're gonna miss all of the stuff that would be interesting, you know. Like they did the whole show to set up the interesting thing, and they're doing a movie to fix the interesting thing, and we never actually get to see the interesting thing.
And also, last episode, Gaia and Sophie go down into the basement of where the Skrulls are at.
Oh yeah.
All those people apparently were their bodies were taken
snatched.
and yeah. Nothing,
like, what does that even mean?
Nothing even mentioned. All we see throughout the whole entire season are the main ones that you see as world leaders or whatever. Never mention about a basement full of humans asleep.
I mean, they talk about like a million Skrulls being on Earth, but like that not having to do with that.
No.
And like, okay, here's my biggest complaint. All right, and I don't mean for this to just be us shitting on Secret Invasion.
Yeah,
like it's boring. Like at best, it's fine, you know. But if Rhodey, listen, all right, I know what the director said. I know what he said. I heartily disagree with him, and you know, maybe I'm willing to be stupid on this, okay? But if Rhodey has not been Rhodey since Civil War, it's not even that would bother me, right? Like whatever, like, you know, cool. Maybe Tony like knew and like he was still friends with him or what. I don't even know, right? I don't care. Maybe he really had grown close to Tony, and so it was like legitimate tears or whatever when he died. Whatever. I don't care about any of that. What I care about is if that was the case, why in this 1 week why was Fury enough to break Rhodey this week? Right? Because like his entire personality just completely shatters because like can't handle it, right? Becomes a huge dick, is pretending to be this other person, right? And so, like, if that's been the case since Civil War, why now would you just drop the facade of trying?
I'm with the Eric Voss theory that Rhodey is a man of a certain age, and maybe he was just getting his colon checked out.
Yeah, I mean, my personal opinion is that it happened after Falcon and Winter Soldier. I could see them retconning Falcon and Winter Soldier to say that it wasn't the real Rhodey.
Yeah.
And that'd be fine. Like, whatever.
But the conversation that him...
Yeah. With Anthony Mackie.
Yeah. That they have at the beginning. Yeah. I mean, that means everything.
Yeah. And I mean, I would hate for them to take that away. But whatever. That's fine. That's not going to piss me off as much as just saying that it's been a different person. And like, there's... like, because like Don Cheadle wasn't playing it like that.
No.
Like... This is the shit that I hate, okay? When they're like, oh, hey, here's a thing you didn't know. And it's like not been that when they were doing it, you know?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
And everybody's like, when he crashed in Civil War, he was bleeding red. He wasn't bleeding purple. Rah, rah, rah.
Which it would have been after that.
Yeah.
When it got changed. Because they're saying when he fell that's when it happened.
That's why.
But in Endgame, he was bleeding red. So odds are probably not.
Good luck.
You know what it reminds me of, Maggie? It reminds me of, there was this episode of Family Guy.
Oh, God.
All right, where Death showed up.
Yeah.
It was early on.
Oh, I
Peter
know.
was playing golf.
Yeah.
And it was his and Lois's anniversary.
Yeah.
And Peter Frampton, I think, it was like wah, 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 right. And so like in order to get away from Lois long enough to go play golf on their anniversary, he sets up this ridiculous
scavenger hunt.
Yes. Right.
I've seen this one too many times.
I know. Right? And so she's going around like she one crazier and crazier thing after another. Right. Yeah. And then she gets to not the end, but like halfway through it. And it says, now go back to the first clue. And like basically just to loop into itself. And she's like, well, that's not interesting. That's what this feels like. It's like they've been writing a whole thing. And then they're like, oh, hey, and now this has actually been the case. It's like, no, it's not. It's not been the case.
I hated the fact that they killed off Maria Hill. Like,
I would be fine with it if it mattered. Like if they did something with it.
It didn't mean anything. And it made me so sad.
Honestly,
I love her.
I would be more upset if I didn't know that Colby Smulders did not want to do it anymore. You know? Like I'm happy for her to be out from under the Marvel thumb for nothing. You know, I mean she did her time on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. She she put in the work and she just they never really gave her a chance.
She really sold it in that interview though before it premiered on Disney Plus. She really got to expand the character. She did good. Good job.
Don't you think it would have been better if she had been like the bad guy instead of Agent Carter? Like the second Agent Carter. Not not Peggy, but the other Carter.
Oh, yeah.
Where she was like the headmaster, whatever the hell, whatever that fucking thing was called. Yeah. I'm not too high on this one. Not too high, unfortunately. Like, week to week, I didn't hate it. Like, it was fine, but I mean, it was never...
Fantastic.
It was never anything that made me
Didn't
be like,
have me
oh
on
my
the
God.
edge of my seat like After Party does.
Yeah. No, we've been watching After Party. That's definitely better. So, anything else you want to say about it? I hate to just shit all over it, but I mean, it's not good.
I wasn't a big fan of the fight at the end.
Oh, yeah. No. Did we not talk about that? No, the fight sucked.
We talked about how he was killed.
Yeah. No, the fight was terrible. Honestly, like, just, again, this is one of those things that I'm not a big fan of when just randomly they're like, oh, and now they have all the powers. Yeah. It takes me back to Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer when Johnny Storm is like all four of the Fantastic Four put together.
Bring that back. Chris Pine.
I mean, yeah. Chris.
Oh, not Chris.
Whatever. Evans, yeah.
Sorry.
And, you know, like when they did Peter Quill in Guardians 2 when he gets superpowers, like, kind of reminded me of that, but that made a little more sense, and it was only in that one space because he was a part of the planet and stuff, and like that's fine.
That's fine.
But like this is definitely just like, we're just throwing shit at the wall, so here you go. And like,
this idea stuck. This idea stuck.
And like, why? Like, you have all of the Avengers' blood, and like you have this as a plot device that you're willing to do.
Yeah.
Right? And this is where you pull that trigger.
Yeah.
For these two characters that nobody gives a shit about.
Like, I think it would have meant more if Talos was still alive.
Yeah, it could have been Talos. Like actually being the one.
Yeah.
It could have been anything. And like, it shouldn't have been all the powers. You know? Like, I liked it when it was just like the handful of powers they had. Like, oh, okay, this is interesting. You got Extremis. You got the Frost person, giant thing, the Beast. You got Cole Obsidian, and I forget what the other one was. But like, you have those for Groot. Yeah. You got those for putting those together could be some interesting things, right?
Yeah.
And then they're like, fuck it. You got literally every character. Howard the Duck's blood is in there somewhere, you know? And it's like, I don't know. It's too much. It's too much for nothing.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know. Is it Marvel fatigue? Or is it mediocre fatigue?
I think it's somebody being lazy.
Being lazy? Damn, that's a bit hardcore.
I mean, I think back to like, okay, we had WandaVision. Loved it. Mm-hmm. Great.
Yeah.
And then we're like, oh man, can't wait to watch, Multiverse of Madness.
The guy was like, I'm not watching WandaVision.
And guess what? The writer of that didn't watch one episode of WandaVision at all. That's why we didn't ever see Vision. Kind
of makes sense. Like, why that movie wasn't that good now.
Yeah.
You know?
He admitted it. Or they admitted it. I think there's two of them. Yeah. They admitted to not seeing WandaVision. And that's why we don't see Vision, like, in any other multiverse with the kids.
And why she's just bad.
Yeah.
Just randomly, she's just bad.
She's just bad.
You know, all the character growth from the series just doesn't exist. Yeah. They're like, oh, Wanda's bad in this one. Okay. You know. And then, like, I don't know. I don't know if it's just they're trying to do too much or they don't have a clear idea of what they're doing. But, like, I don't know, man. Marvel's just...
If you're going to stick with, we're going to have continuity, stick with it.
I just feel like ever since Endgame, they've just have no idea what they're doing.
No, they don't. And then, like, I know the pandemic happened.
Sure,
sure. Yeah. That screwed up things. But my God.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many...
Yeah, well, like, Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
Like, the way that ends, that's still not been... Explained at all. The giant dude sticking out of the Earth's crust, that's not been talked about.
Nobody's talked about it. It's only been, like, a sentence on a webpage in She-Hulk.
Yeah. And, like, I mean, I don't know. It's just, it's not even that, like, everything has to set up everything. Like, I'm totally fine with individual stories. You know, Loki is maybe one of the best things that they've ever done. You know? Yeah. Like, it is so good.
It is.
And it basically does nothing to the rest of the series. You know? Like, to the rest of the MCU, it basically does nothing. Right?
Yeah.
but it's still fantastic. I mean, I guess you could argue that, the one that remains or whatever, he who remains, that Kang, right? Like, I guess you could argue that that's going to be a big part of it. But
he who might not remain.
No, I don't know. I don't know if we can. I don't know, because nothing's been proven stuff. I don't know. It's one of those things where it's in a weird space where it's like we don't really know.
It's in limbo.
Yeah. And I don't know if Disney's trying to bury it because they've got him in like 17 movies coming up. I don't know. But yeah, that's it. I don't know. Like, I'm just kind of bummed.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I love the MCU. And like, Endgame, like the feeling of Endgame and like being in the theater and everybody's cheering and, we all are having this cathartic moment together, And even like Spider-Man No Way Home, which I feel like that's more of a Spider-Man specific thing.
Everybody's squealing. Woo!
Yeah. But like ever since that, it's just, it feels like they're just phoning it in. And like that sucks to go from something that had a vision for 10 years straight, like from the get-go.
And in some ways too, it feels like they're just speeding through.
Like they're just cashing in on names like Secret Invasion just to have it out of the way. Yeah.
Armor Wars, we're going to get it out of the way.
Like it feels like they're trying to do everything and nothing at the same time. Like I can't tell you any one movie or show that had enough of an impact that it mattered, that the world didn't just feel the same by the end of it.
Yeah.
And like if that's the point, like if we're just going to have movies that don't affect the universe, I'm all for it. Just make a good story.
Yeah.
Like if it's not going to have an impact on the universe, that's fine. Just make a damn good movie,